I mean, well, speaking of this 25-year sentence, do you believe that ruling is fair? Fair to Sam Bankman Fried, fair to his victims, and fair to, I don't know, deter other white collar criminals, especially in the crypto space?
Well, it's a huge sentence. It's certainly going to deter other potential criminals. 25 years is a lot of jail time. And I am a defense lawyer, so I take a somewhat jaundiced view of these large sentences. Let me state that up front. But that's what the sentencing guidelines have done to our sentencing system. When you just look at the dollar value of the loss, which is what happened here, you come up with these astronomical sums. Now, Judge Kaplan didn't follow the recommendation of the government here, as I said, but it sort of exerted a gravitational pull, which led to a 25-year sentence, which in and of itself is a huge sentence and arguably a disproportionate one, given the facts here and the relative youth and the isolated nature of this offense and the incredible promise Mr. Bankman Fried holds for society. Given all these facts, you can argue, and I would make the case that 25 years is too much. Certainly not necessary to deter other white collar offenders. You've got to understand white collar criminals are allergic to jail. Just the idea of going to jail causes them to have a serious attack of anxiety. So if that's the calculation that potential fraudsters out there are making, there's plenty of deterrent effect packed into 25 years. And in fact, it would have been the case if it had been a 10-year or a 15-year sentence.
Mm-hmm. Well, you hinted at this earlier, but do you think Sam Bankman-Fried will be able to live a normal life after he's out, and will he be rich when he comes out?
I don't know about these things. I don't have an insight into his head. I really doubt. I mean, if you look at Michael Milken, for example, who was a major securities fraudster in the 1980s, he ended up having he received a pretty stiff sentence. I think it was a 10-year sentence. And he had that commuted later on. But even while he was in jail, he turned to a life of good deeds and set up foundations and did a vast array of charitable work to make amends. And that's the life he's led since getting out. It's certainly possible for Mr. Bankman-Fried to do that. Mm-hmm. And as I say, given his talents, he could go in any one of a number of directions. And I think the judge thankfully allowed that to happen.